Hello, everyone. It's Double Shine here with one last video before Leagues comes out in literally just a few hours right now. I want to make one last quick video talking about my Relic picks and kind of going over them real fast, as well as my day one plans. Basically, talking about what I'm doing for the first day, first week of Leagues. I'm probably going to be streaming like as soon as this video is posted. So you can check me out on Twitch and YouTube as well. And before I talk about the relics, I just want to be clear that I am not recommending these. Like, this is not my recommendations. For me, I thought it would be a lot of fun to sort of choose my relics before I got any like RuneScape 3 knowledge or any expertise, or basically got to see the community reaction to a lot of that stuff. That way I could go in and sort of kind of go off vibes, kind of go off what I think would be good and what I think would be fun for me. I'm already well aware that a lot of these picks are really bad, and I'm kind of terrified. But you know what? I think it's fun for me to lock that in and sort of see what happens. So here we go. This is the Relic route. We've got Animal Wrangler, Golden Footed, Assassin's Insight, Production Master, Bombardment, Banker's Note, and Ascension. I'm sure a lot of you have heard that Excavator is probably the best tier one, and I totally agree. I think it's a lot better than Animal Wrangler. I didn't know how much better it was until recently, but um I'm I'm sticking with the harpoon gang, personally I don't mind doing farming runs, so I thought that golden footed would be a lot better. Again, I feel like I'm going to have a lot of time where I'm just running around kind of aimlessly in RuneScape 3, and I think that that's going to stack up to just be a ton of free agility experience. Assassin's Insight was probably the coolest teleport relic for me just because, it has the most amount of kind of new options, things to play around with, and that's always what I love from the teleport relics. Production Master is kind of like an all-time League's favorite, and I felt like I had to go for it. I also think it's just going to help you a lot with just getting all your skilling stuff done. And I'm not super set on doing clues this league. It's just not something I really care to do. I'd rather just skip those tasks entirely unless I really, really want to. Okay, bombardment ranged. Pretty much everybody's been telling me this is garbage, and it probably is. Honestly, I'm only picking this because I like bows and I like crossbows. That's it's literally just vibes because I like shooting bows. We'll see what happens. I might come to regret this pick, but that's just how leagues goes. And I kind of want to just play, a combat style that I thought would be fun. And I knew that, like, even if I pick some of the others, I'm gonna feel like, damn, I wish I was a ranger. So, we'll see what happens. I might have to really start like tapping into some of the more advanced stuff, but I think that's kind of fun for me as well. Like, I don't mind taking that extra time to learn some of the more complicated range stuff. And I kind of like that there's like a ton of different range upgrades to go for before it all kind of comes together. That actually kind of sounds fun. I could just be coping though. Okay. All right. Banker's Note versus Perfection. I thought Perfection would be better. I did not think it would be as good as it was. And yeah, this is definitely a questionable pick. But hey, the Note Goat is back. Okay. I had to go Banker's Note. It has so much sentimental value to me. And like, I mean, I just couldn't pass it up. It's the coolest relic for me, and I just really loved it. And I think tier 7 is probably the only relic that I'm not entirely sure on, just because I do think Ascension is really, really cool, really, really strong. Personally, I'm a bit worried that I might struggle a bit with range, and maybe something like Specialist would be better, and maybe Everlasting Faith just to have a bit more sustain. But I think Ascension is just kind of the coolest. So it just seems like the one that's the most fun. It's probably going to give me the most like passive damage that I need because obviously my range rotations are not going to be very clean. So yeah, probably Ascension. Okay, that being said, I'm sure a lot of you might just want to have a relic route of your own. So if you like pumpkin spice latte, you've got Sabrina Carpenter on your top 100. I would go with something like this, a very straightforward, very popular relic route right now that kind of covers all of the really like big, strong pick. And I think most importantly, especially with like the necromancy as your main combat style, I think you're going to have like a very seamless leagues where you can kind of just go in and experience all of leagues without having to like deal with problems or having any like issues that your build is sort of lacking in. And that's why I consider this like a just all around insanely good, very solid build. You can probably switch up some like teleport relics if you want, maybe switch up the tier 4, but yeah, this is like a really, really nice, safe pick. Now, a lot of you have been asking about a day one route, and that's obviously something that I really enjoy doing in old school RuneScape, and I'm sure it helped out a lot of you. However, with RuneScape 3, I don't really have like enough knowledge to make like a very, very good route. I would kind of just be like stringing together tasks And more importantly, in previous leagues, a big reason why I did those routes was to get out of the starting zones. You don't want to compete with other people. You kind of want to unlock your first region, sort of, get into the league's experience. Well, with the whole game unlocked, it feels like the starting options are just so broad and you can really start to do whatever you want right away. And because of that, I don't really feel like a starting route is as necessary. And there's already some really good ones that have been posted by more experienced players. So I would definitely recommend checking some of those out as well. With that said, though, I do have a day one route that I will be following. The problem is, I don't actually know what that route is yet. In fact, I've hardly even looked at the task list at all. In the last two leagues, I made an alt that was a task randomizer. Basically, my tasks were randomly selected and I had to go through leagues completely random. And that was actually my inspiration to try out Tedious's generate task series where you're randomly going through all the collection logs. And I've honestly loved it. It's been so much fun in leagues, in the main game, and well, we're doing it here as well. Day one, we're going with the task randomizer, or as I've been calling it for leagues, chaos mode. And this year for RuneScape 3 leagues, I'm really excited because Gecko actually came up with a really sick rule on how the tasks would be randomized and basically how it's going to be picked. Every single easy task will be on the spinner wheel. So I can get any of the easy tasks right at the start. When I complete an easy task, it is replaced with a medium task instead. So a random medium task is then added to the spinner wheel in place of that easy task. And if I hit a medium task and complete it, it's replaced with a hard task. And hard tasks are replaced with master tasks. Hopefully, you can start to see that things can get out of control really quickly. And there's going to be that one like doom task that is just sitting there waiting that could be incredibly hard, incredibly long to get, and probably not very optimal. But I think that's part of the fun of doing this mode. I think it's going to be a lot of fun, especially in RuneScape 3, where I don't know a lot of the content. So it's really going to be kind of up in the air. And I'm kind of excited to try it out. And what's cool is that if you are interested in this, the spinner is also going to be made public as well. So anybody who wants to try out chaos mode, anybody who wants to get a random task and just kind of see what happens, it's available for you as well. So if you want a recommendation of what to do next, or you want to just play leagues a little bit different, definitely check it out. I found it to be a lot of fun. And at the end of the day, it's all about just kind of trying your best to complete a task without going out of your way and doing, 50, 100 other things in the meantime. There's not really any hard rules. At the end of the day, this is really just for fun. And honestly, I have no idea if this is going to be balanced, or it could be a complete train wreck and I might just have to quit it after a couple days. So who knows? But I'm sure RuneScape 3 players are already pretty familiar with ditching balance and embracing chaos. Anyways, that's all my plans for day one. Again, I'll be streaming probably as soon as this video is up. So if you want to come check it out, enjoy some of the day one fun. It is going to be a very, very different leagues experience for me, and I am very excited to give it a shot. I'll see you guys there. Have a good leagues. I'll see you in Lumbridge.